Hello all and welcome to my basement with my lovely falling apart ceiling. I am hiding in the basement because I've been out with the kids this morning and it was kind of a crazy morning and I'm going to take them out again, at least some of them, the better behaved ones. I'm taking out again this afternoon, so I am taking some time to myself in the basement, which is actually one of my favorite rooms of the house. I've got all my music stuff is down here. My workout equipment is down here. So I spend a lot of time doing not only those two things, but also what I thought I'd share with you today is one of my hobbies that I've never mentioned on YouTube before. And I'm going to show it to you. It's wargaming. So a lot of guys are into Dungeons and Dragons, which I've actually never tried. I've kind of tried similar things, but I've never been much of an RPGer, role-playing gamer. But I am really into wargaming. I tried to do some of the more complicated stuff years ago, and I found that I enjoy wargaming a lot more when the rules are simpler. So I have some complex things kind of in the design of my games, but when I actually go to play, I like things to be simple. And so the rules that I found a few months ago that I've really been enjoying are called, I always forget, Wars of, what's the word? Dang. This happens every video, doesn't it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Maybe I'll think of it later. But these rules were actually designed by someone that lives not very far from me, which I didn't know until I had already gotten really excited about these rules. And in fact, they're going to be playing some games using these rules not too far from where I live next weekend, which I would be really excited about, but I'm actually just really disappointed about because I have to travel for work next weekend, which interferes with a lot of things I would like to do. It's a whole issue. Anyway, I'm going to show you my wargaming table. I use figures in the 10mm scale for any of you fellow nerds out there who know what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to flip my camera around, if it'll let me. Oh, you know what? Looks like it's not going to let me. So I'm going to have to do it manually and not see what I'm doing. And I hope that I don't make you feel car sick or anything while I'm doing this. I'll hold it as still as I can, and I won't really be able to see what I'm doing, but I just hope this goes well. So here's my table. Okay, I can kind of see what I'm doing if I look to the side. This is a table that I made myself, which is probably kind of obvious. I'm trying to show you the whole thing. There we go. There we go. This is, let's see. It's a modular table. As you can see, there are 9 rectangles. Let's see, the whole table, I forget the size now. I think it's something like 36 by 30 inches. It's probably pretty close. Which is fine for a 10mm scale. So here's my figures, some of them. I have 100 of these guys. And they're only 10mm tall, or maybe slightly taller than that. I'm trying to get them all in the picture. I don't know if it's focused. So they're very small. So that works really well for a small table. And since I only have this desk, that's all the space I had to work with, so this size was perfect for me. These trees were really hard to find. I could not find this size of tree anywhere in the United States, even online. So these trees, I haven't had them very long. I just got them a couple months ago from China, from an eBay shop on China. It was the only place I could find this size trees, and it's the size I needed. I play in the modern setting. These figures that I got are a set from a Bush Wars set, African Bush Wars, that I got from a company called Irregular Miniatures in the UK, and they're really great. And I can use them for really just anything modern. So I painted them all different colors. I like to pretend they're like my little G.I. Joes. They're all individual, no two are quite alike. You can see I have some trucks here, and I have more buildings than just this. I got them from various places. Actually, this factory that you see, I got at the same time as these 2 trucks. I got them from a hobby shop in Columbus, Ohio called Robbie's Hobbies. And you can see like I said, I like to have things kind of complicated. I use these these miniature cards to show me, to tell me different things. they help. They're helpful. And I use dice. Hopefully you're not getting sick now. And I use a regular set of cards for random events. So, oh yeah, and I made some roads out of a shirt. So this road I got from a shirt that I ripped up and colored with a colored pencil. So yeah, that's my nerdy hobby. Not my only hobby, but it's one of my favorites. Sometimes I play games with people online, which is not easy. It's complicated. So I really prefer to play games by myself. And the cards help with that. They kind of tell me what the other side is going to do. It's my artificial intelligence, if you will. And I really just started this because I just finished all of this past summer. So I'm in my first solo game now, and it's the first part of what's going to be a whole solo campaign. And I'm actually really excited about it because it's like a Second Life kind of thing. It's an escape. So I like to read novels. Sometimes I even like to write. And once in a while I'll watch a movie or something. But there's nothing like the escape of getting into a game like this where you never know exactly what's going to happen. You design it, you set it all up just in order to find out what's going to happen. You have these dice and cards that make things kind of random. It's kind of like divination in a way. It kind of reminds me of that because you set things up to find out what your future holds. And then you've got all these little guys, and some of them get lost along the way because they lose their lives, they get shot. And others, well, you find out what happens to them in the next game. And it's like a story that nobody wrote. It writes itself. Which, I mean, real life does that too, right? But in real life, I'm not going to have an adventure like this very often. So it's kind of like a mix between real life and writing a story. Because in writing a story, you have complete control. You have to think of what's going to happen. Real life has no control, but also has not much adventure sometimes. This has the adventure along with the loss of control. So I really like wargaming. And it is a lot like role-playing games in a way, but it's just a different kind of theme. I was never really into the fantasy stuff. I like more of the realistic type stuff. I like action movies. I like action novels and spy novels. So this kind of gets me in that mood, gets me in that frame without having to go the fantasy route. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you have any questions, if you're a war gamer and want to find out more about what I do, I'm still trying to remember the name of my rules that I'm using. I remember the author's name is Mike DeMana, so shout out to him, Mike DeMana of Ohio. First Command Games, I think, is the name of the company that published these rules. First Command War Games? First Command something. Wars of... It starts with an I. It's like when you have enemies hiding out in a place and you're trying to get them out, but they're kind of not getting out very easily. It's that word. Anyway, been fun. Maybe next week I'll have a better video for you. Hope you have a great and blessed week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.